Okay, so what are stocks and flows? I'm only going to keep you a little bit tonight, a little bit of time because it's still holiday season. People are still in holiday mode, and that's great. It's freaking awesome to take some time to relax with your family, to recuperate, recharge, just celebrate the goodness of life, celebrate the season. So I want to first congratulate you and thank you for being here, for taking this time to invest in yourself. And we are going to talk about stocks and flows and about the rainy day syndrome, just those two things. And I'm going to let you go. And the beauty about this, if you're still in holiday mode and you've shut down and you're doing some things to recuperate and rest and relax with your family, the beauty of this technology is that you can go back later and watch this. So I'm so grateful for that. Just take a moment, take a pause right now to thank God for technology, for making people wise enough and persistent enough to do things where we can invent things where we can do things like this, because it is awesome. We can do some awesome, wonderful things with technology. I know it's a lot of bull crap that goes on with technology, but there are some awesome, wonderful things we can do with technology. So I'm glad people can go back later and view this if they missed it, or just go back to get a couple points. Once again, my name is Victoria Green Brackens. For some of you and for others who don't know, I am a success and achievement trainer. I'm an educator by gifting and by profession. So I'm a success and achievement trainer, somewhat of a confrontational speaker, similar to a motivational speaker, but there's a big difference. And maybe I'll tell you about it one day. I do seminars, learning vacations, or what others call retreats. I teach classes, I do webinars, that type of thing. I'm a published author, and I'm also a professional stock trader. Professional stock trader meaning one of my PSIs, my primary sources of income, is through stock trading. That is how I retired at the age of 35. And no, you did not mishear me. I retired at the age of 35, meaning I do not have to check in or clock into anybody's job. I click a few buttons on my computer a couple times a week, once a week, sometimes twice, or, but that's how I make a lot of the money that I make. Yes, I do speaking. Yes, I do training. Yes, I help people with success and achievement. But one right now, how I just exceeded my goal. Thank God I'm celebrating that. That is a principle you need to start doing. It's a success wealth building principle. Celebrate your successes, even your small ones. This is not a small one, but I exceeded my goal of replacing my teaching income, the income I was getting from the public school system, through trading. I just did that just before the year is out. So I'm so happy for that. I'm elated. I just wanted to, my goal was to replace it, but I have actually exceeded it. So I'm grateful for that. And a lot of my students are doing well. You see me post things about that. So I'm celebrating them. God has opened windows and allowed us to fly out of them when doors were closed or when people thought certain things. So I'm freaking elated. I'm so grateful for the fact that God is helping me to increase and helping others to increase around me through empowering their minds and changing their lives. But I asked the quote that the caption that I put on Facebook to invite you to this live broadcast, and the title of this is Stocks and Flows. Okay, so what is the difference between stocks and flows? What are stocks and flows, first of all? Well, because I talk about stocks a lot, and that's one of the main realms of investing. Stock options is one of the main things that I do as far as investing. I'm not that into real estate yet. I'm not that I am into businesses, but the three pillars of wealth, you have paper assets such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds, that type thing. You have real estate, and then you have owning businesses. Those are the three pillars of wealth. Most uber successful people and wealthy people have their hands in all three. And if you're going to be wealthy, you need to have your hand in all three. Okay, but my thing is now perfecting stock option trading. And then I'll be getting into some other paper assets, Forex. I have a cousin and some people who are doing that. I'll be getting into that when I reach my goal of doing certain things with stocks. And then, of course, by default, we kind of have some real estate properties, but just as an investor, I haven't gotten into that yet. I want to follow one course until successful. So I want to reach my goals as a stock trader and stock trainer, helping people to do the same thing I do. And then I'll move on to Forex as another paper asset, and then into real estate and other things like that. But that's just a little nugget for you. So right now, I am not talking about traditional stocks or part ownerships in company. Investing in stocks, the way that I usually, when you hear me talking about stocks, meaning buying part of a company, lending your money to a company by, buying shares. That's not what I'm talking about tonight. Stocks, okay, stocks versus flows. A stock of money, okay, or a stock in the financial world. Now, I'm not talking about equities and shares once again, but stock in this sense of the word is an accumulation of money, an accumulation. Or if you say you work at a store or some kind of establishment, they tell you to go and check the stock room. They want you to check inventory. They want you to check to see what you have in stock. What is accumulated there? What is sitting there for you? Okay. And a flow, of course, comes from the word cash flow. Okay, stock is an accumulation. Flow is what's coming in every day, what's continuously coming in, such as a stock might be all the revenue that the business has made sitting in a bank account. A flow is what sales that you make every day in that business. So a stock is accumulated. It sits there. It's not really changing. Okay. Yes, you can add to it. Okay. You also can take away from it. That's one of the bad things. A stock is an accumulated amount of money. Okay. A flow is continuously going. It's a stream of income. So this is where a lot of celebrities and the people who have new money, or the young rich, as they say, people who are not used to having money, they don't have the wealth principles of having money and growing money and keeping money. A lot of people who maybe win the lottery, or they may be in the NBA or the NFL, or they may be rappers. They may have come into some money through an inheritance or something. Somebody died of life insurance policy. This is where a lot of them mess up. This is where a lot of them end up broke, where what is, I think, 98% of people who win the lottery within 2 to 5 years, not only are they broke, but they're in debt because they've overextended themselves spending money because they're not used to the principles of wealth. And I said it before, I'll say it again. A person who wins the lottery, maybe they win $2 million, $10 million, $32 million. A lot of times they're not wealthy, they're not rich. They're poor people with a lot of money. And because their principles and their thermostat is set for broke, it's going to adjust the temperature. In a few years, they'll be right back to where their mindset has them, which is broke. So you have to get the principles, you have to get the mindset and the skill set. You hear me talking about that a lot, and that's why I do what I do. That's why I love what I do. So back to stocks and flows. A lot of celebrities, a lot of newfound rich people, okay, who have new money or come into money, and they come into it suddenly, or they come into it without actually earning it or having the skills to get it. And just another sidebar, like I said, there was a guy who told my mentor, I want you to become a millionaire, not because of the money, but because who it'll make you, who you have to become a millionaire. You got to show a lot of discipline. You got to show sacrifice. You got to move in the face of fear. There's no such thing as fearless. Fear will always be there, but you have to feel the fear and do it anyway, as the title of a book says. So you're not fearless. What you do is you act in spite of fear. To become a millionaire or make a lot of money or be well off, to be wealthy, to retire at an early age, to be financially free, whether it's at $1 million or whether you make $40,000 a year, but you're still financially free, meaning you don't have to work for anybody. That takes discipline. It takes learning. It takes putting yourself around people you're uncomfortable around. It takes seeking after mentors. It takes all that type of stuff. So if you got that money and you don't have that mindset, a lot of people, they know that you get a lump sum of money, okay, through a settlement, through an inheritance, through a life insurance policy, through winning the lottery. You get a lump sum of money, you retire and leave a job, and foolishly you take that money out of your retirement account because you're allowed to at that point when you leave a job and go to another job. You get that lump sum of money, that stock, and it's just sitting there. It does not grow. It's a pile of money. It's not a flow. You're not continuously adding to it. A lot of people see that stock and they see dollar signs in their eyes. It's like, I have a lot of money. But of course, if you have a pile of money and you're spending it and not adding to it, just like any bank account, any pool of money is going to eventually run out. So a stock, even if you have $1 million, $1 million is not a whole lot these days, especially if you're not having it to work for you. Okay. Now you can have a little bit of money. You can have 40 grand and having it working for you and live better than a person with $1 million, because you have to have stock. Use your stock to have flows. You have to have stocks and flows. Or if you can't have both right now, choose the flow. You need a cash flow. You need streams of income, money that's continuously coming to you. And most people's PSI, primary source of income, their flow is the check that they get every month, okay, or every week. I say month because in the school system as a teacher, we got paid monthly, bi-weekly or weekly, however you get paid. Most people, that's the only flow that they have. But you have to have some other streams of income. You have to have some flows, money steadily coming into, adding to your stock, as well as money steady coming into your hands, and you can choose whatever you do with it, whether you add it to savings, whether you spend it. Just like I said before, I'll say it again, there are only 3 things that you can do with money. Just 3. 3 things you can do with money, okay, is you can spend it, which is consumption. You use it and then it's gone. That's food, clothing, going on vacations, driving automobiles, filling up the automobile with gas. Consumption, okay? The second one is saving. I mean, you put it away for, and a lot of times people add to that definition. You put it away for future use. And usually that's what it is. That's why I tell you that really savers are losers. You put it in a bank account, they're taking advantage of you. Those people who watch the video on suckers, you know what I'm talking about, why the bank gives out suckers. Because you're saving it, you're putting it there, you're not really making much interest on it. You're just sitting there just in case you need it. Okay. for future use. And a lot of times it gets used. Maybe you're saving up for a big purchase, or you're saving for an emergency. Hopefully you're not saving for an emergency, because we talked about the law of attraction and the words you use. So maybe you call it a contingency fund. And then when things happen, you're saving for a vacation or a boat or a motorcycle or something. Okay, then you use that money. So that's consumption, you spend it. Saving, you save it for later and then you spend it. Okay, or you put it aside for later and then you spend it. The last one is investing, using your money to make more money for you. That's where the flows come in. Okay, a savings account usually is just a stock. It's a pile of money sitting there. You start dipping into it, eventually it's going to dwindle. Okay, a flow, on the other hand, is continuously coming. Of course, whatever's coming in each month, you can divvy that up. You can put some of it into your consumption that you're spending. You're celebrating yourself, and you have to do that. Okay, you're putting some of it into your stock, which is your savings account, and then some of it you're reinvesting to make more money. You have to have your dollars out working. If not harder than you, as hard as you. Start right now to have them working, and then get them to work as hard as you, meaning bringing in as much money as you bring in your part-time and or full-time job, and then get them to working harder than you. Okay, get your money, your dollars out there working, put them to work, put those soldiers out there, let them bring you something back. Because remember, one of my affirmations, okay, and a lot of my students who study with me already know this. Money, your affirmation is, I am a money magnet. Every day new money finds me. I am a money master. Every day my money finds me new money. So you have to affirm that, and I know it's true. It happens to me every day. Money comes from all different places, people. Okay, and my money also goes out and finds money for me, so I get returns. I'm so elated that not only are my students that just graduated out of the last Stacks and Stocks 6-month class, okay, they're not only are they in double-digit returns, and they only been traded for about a quarter of the year, the last quarter of this year, but some of them have already reached their trading goals. Okay, being able to tithe $10,000 a month as a result of attracting wealth in the form of other bonuses and things, but also as a large part of what I taught them to do, trading in the market, trading stocks and stock options. So that's the main difference between stocks and flows. A lot of athletes, they don't get the flows going. They have that stock of money, especially if they get injured or they retire, and they have, the millions of dollars that they've made, what's left of it, okay? Because a lot of them are not wise with their money, but they have the millions of dollars that they've made sitting there. And of course, the more you dip into it, it's going to dwindle down. And you look, and all of a sudden, okay, just like one of my favorite movies is a Disney movie called Blank Check, where this guy, the little kid, got a check. He wrote it $4 million. And of course, he spent it all because he didn't realize how much he was spending until, he looked at his account. It was overdue, or there was nothing left in his book bag. Because if you have a stock of money, no matter how big the stock is, okay, that's why a lot of people run into troubles in retirement, Social Security. They run into they have this much saved, and they don't realize that it's not enough to get through so many years at a certain lifestyle that you're accustomed to or that you are pursuing. So you have to have the stocks and the flows. Now, when I talk about flows, one reason I did this video is to introduce you, or talk to you more, not introduce to you, but a lot of you know I've been talking about it. I did a free seminar December 7th. I did one back on May 4th. I've done 2 this year. I'm not sure how many I'll do next year because I have a lot of big things coming up, and maybe you'll be a part of those, but of those things. But I'm talking more about one of my PSIs, primary source of income. The main leg, the main pillar of investment that I focus on is stocks, and that is stocks and stock options. How you can make weekly, okay, from a few hundred to a few $1,000s a week, and from a few hundred to a few $1,000s a month, depending on how much money you're willing to put in your stock, the amount of capital that you have working for you. And I know some of you have it sitting in a savings account, making crumbs, okay, making kibbles and bits, while your banker, okay, is using your money to do what I do, which is make 92% on the money, and keeping the what you make for them, and they're giving you these very meager 0.00% something interest. I'm not going to go back into that, but what I'm saying is there's one flow when we talk about stocks and flows, money that's continuously coming in, having money to make money for you on a consistent basis. I trade stocks and options, okay? I have a seminar, Stacks and Stocks. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but the second thing, which is definitely in line with what I always talk about, because it's a success principle. It's part of the success mindset. But I was just reminded of it. Wednesday, okay, because Monday was Christmas, the holiday. Took another break day, Tuesday, just to relax, and my daughter's school was out there. And then Wednesday, it was back open, okay. And so the Marine base, and so there is back open. And so you have it was rainy, very colder than it had been being that morning. And of course, she went to school. I had some things to do. I had to meet with or get some stuff ready for some clients and do some other things. She did go to school. Okay. Now it is the holiday season. Yes, I pick her up early during the holiday season. Some days she doesn't go, but those are days that I plan. Okay. I am not getting her in the habit of looking at outside and saying it's cold, it's raining, I don't want to go to school. This is a day. And I know parents who do that. I know adults who do that. But think about this. I taught school 13 years in the same school in a very impoverished neighborhood, in a neighborhood where my school population was, majority of the kids were trapped in generational poverty, okay? Meaning a lot of them struggling, a lot of them living right in the housing projects around where I taught in the school, a lot of them having the same issues, being the only one to graduate from high school, struggling, barely going to graduating from high school, and all types of things like that, okay? Deep into the welfare system or the public assistance system, all this kind of stuff going on. And so I saw this a lot, but in my day, and I don't think it's just, poor kids. It's this generation of kids, and a lot, except for those people who consciously teach their kids success and wealth strategy and mindset. There would be days that kids would not come to school, and I would know, and other teachers, the staff would know, the faculty would know that attendance would be low that day because it's extremely cold or it's raining, or kids would tell you, I didn't come to school because it was raining, or my mom. And a lot of times their parents support that, or their parents are the causes of it. Their parents will initiate that. Yes, I understand having to walk to school. Yes, I understand not having, rain gear or cold weather gear. But usually that was not the excuse. It was just the feeling of, this seems like a good day to stay at home and cuddle up, to be at home in a blanket doing whatever. And then if you don't have heat or food at home, the best place would be to be at school, where you can get warm and get a hot meal and that kind of thing. But the rainy day theory is this, or the rainy day syndrome is this: when you allow the weather to change your plans, get you off focus, get you off your goals for today, what you know you were supposed to be doing, what you know will accelerate your massive action plan, that what you know will get you towards your goals. When you allow the weather, whether it be just having you in a down spirit, you do go to work or you do go to school, but you're sluggish. And I used to have to break that spirit when they would come to my class. I would say, oh, it's draggy outside. People are dragging in. We're going to start off with a little upbeat music. We're going to start off with this particular conversation. And when we would share what is called checking in, the sharing for that day would be something that I would definitely make sure was high energy. Whatever the answer was going to be something that would excite them. I wouldn't just open it up to the floor for them to share, because that's what usually checking in is. You just tell me where you are. I would actually give them a topic that day. I would structure it because I knew I needed the energy to get up. I need everybody to get up and walk around. I need everybody to go tell their friend this, or give them a compliment, or do something. Go dap somebody up. Go give somebody a hug. Make physical contact. Do something, because I have to break. Okay. As a teacher, as an instructor, you command the energy. You can go, whether you're teaching from a stage or whether in your classroom, you command the energy. You go in and you determine the environment. You determine the atmosphere there. And so therefore, you have to use that power wisely, okay? Whether you are in a pulpit, whether you are in the front of a seminar room, whether you're in the front of a classroom, you are in charge, and you have to manage and command the energy, because when it goes down, guess what? It's going down. That means your plans, your goals, whatever you have to do to deliver them, if you let the energy go out the door, that goes out the door as well, or out the window, whatever. And so the rainy day syndrome says, if I'm going to work, I'm going to be groggy, I'm going to be slow. Or it says, I'm not even going to go to work. And I say this: I am definitely training my daughter to not have a 9-to-5 mentality, to not start living by that. You have to do this way, this time. But guess what? Wealthy people, they work hard for a season. They work hard, and then they have their money work hard for them. They have impeccable work ethic. They're not the slackers, what you see on TV, the 1%, those celebrities. Wealthy people have discipline. They do it when they don't feel like it. Successful people say, even when I don't feel like it. That's a definition of success that I've seen before, or discipline that I've seen before. Doing what you have to do when you have to do it, or what you need to do when you need to do it, regardless of how you feel. That's a definition that I have adopted, that I heard a mentor say, of discipline. Once again, it's called doing what you need to do when you need to do it, regardless of how you feel. That's what discipline is. So I don't want to get my daughter, even though she's about to be 17 months on January 1st. Okay. My little Richland bug. Okay. But If I plan for you to stay home one day out of school because I've been really busy and I feel like I need some extra time with you, or you need extra time with me, I've been on the road or been doing this, that is a day that I plan. But it's never because you woke up and saw that it was raining and cold. I woke up and say, hey, just stay in there. As I used to tell my students, and they thought it was a joke. Okay, why didn't you come to school? It was cold. It was raining. My mama said this, or I wasn't doing this. I wasn't getting out of no bed. This kind of stuff. And this is them a lot of times, the students. But it also can be their parents echoing that same thing. And I'll say, listen, this is what I share with them. You didn't come to school because it was cold, because it was raining. Okay, that's what umbrellas are for. That's what rain caps are for. That's what jackets and gloves and scarves are for. Those are excuses. And guess what? I posted this on Facebook the other day. If the weather will stop you, what else will? And the answer is anything and everything. If the freaking weather will stop you, okay, anything and everything will. You are bent to having excuses, and you're going to have an excuse-filled life rather than a results-filled life. And so I would ask my students, okay, so you stayed home because it was raining or it was cold or whatever. Okay, so when you get a family, okay, and you have responsibilities, you have things that you are a steward over, you have things that you are responsible for, a house or an apartment, furniture in there that you may be paying for, cars and that kind of stuff. Hopefully, you take my classes and you pay for that stuff cash. But let's say you have that. Either way, you still have the lights and the utilities. Even if you have nothing on credit, you have things that have to be paid monthly. Okay, you have insurance and that kind of thing. If that, in fact, you get a family, okay, kids and wife or husband that depends on you or depends on your income, and you have responsibilities, and it's raining and cold, I want you to stay home when you feel like it. And then I want to find out from you. You tell me how long you have a job, how long you have a comfortable life where you can be warm, when it's cold outside, and cool when it's hot outside. How long will you have these things if you decide to stay home every time it rains? If you decide to stay home every time you don't feel like it because it's cold or it looks this certain way? Guess what? Some people make excuses. Some people make change. Some people make things happen. Okay. As my dad used to say, my father figure used to say, some people run their business and some people run their mouth. Okay. You can talk about what you're going to do until, it's not so sunny outside. And this can be symbolic as well as it can be very literal. Okay. Until you see something that's not so conducive to what you think it should be. That's the kind of thing that keeps poor people poor and broke and unsuccessful and struggling and running in the rat race, making somebody else rich and making somebody else successful, doing what you have to do regardless. So don't get caught up in the rainy day syndrome. The next time it's a rainy day, get in your car, put on some great music, stay present so that you don't have an accident, because people drive foolishly. But make sure that you make a conscious effort to exert positive energy, and also to help other people exert positive energy. Uplift those people in your workplace when you see them, or in your home being dragged down because of the rain. If they make it there, they may have negative energy. Help them. If they decide that they don't want to go, you encourage them. Tell them, the importance of going and doing it even on a rainy day. You don't get kids accustomed to copping out when things get harder, when things don't look the way that they think they should look. And so that's the principle. A lot of people might say, well, you're being too hard. No, I haven't had this discussion with my daughter because she's 16 months now. And she might understand it. But nevertheless, I will gladly, freely, proudly share with anyone who wants to know. Because yes, there are days we need to just rest and recoup, and you should have the freedom to do that. Yes, I will train her to do that, to have the freedom to take time when you need to, when you just say, hey, I'm burned out, or hey, I just want to spend this day with my family. If you have lived your life work and you have it set up, you've grinded long enough where you have money making money for you, you've invested in your own business, you can do that. But wealthy people don't start out doing that. Okay. It's a large percentage. I think more than 2/3 of wealthy people in this country today are first generation wealthy, meaning they didn't get it from an inheritance or a trust fund or from mommy and daddy. They actually worked for it. They came up with it. Okay. One of the third richest person in the world, Warren Buffett. Okay. He taught LeBron James. He's mentoring LeBron James. Okay. And he taught him about stocks and flows, because LeBron James, all the deals he's getting, it's not going to happen forever. And then that money will just be a stock. It will be an accumulation of money. Okay. You can only be in the NBA or the NFL for so many years, especially if you get hurt or something like that. Okay. So you have a stock of money. Okay. But you need to have some flows. And that's why he teaching him and he told him during his, I think his first or second season, Warren Buffett took Warren Buffett took LeBron James under his wing and said, hey, if you listen to me, you'll never have to shoot another basketball another day in your life. So really, even though LeBron James loves the game, he never has to do it anymore because Warren Buffett showed him how to invest his money, how to have flows. You must have some flows, not just stocks, because stocks run out. Okay, you keep pinching it, it will eventually vanish unless you have some flow, some money steadily pouring into that, some streams steadily pouring into that river. Okay, if it's just sitting there, okay, as a pool of money, it will drain unless you have those little streams pouring into it. Now, we've gone over stocks versus flows. We've gone over the rainy day syndrome. Right now, I want to introduce to you a promotion that I'm doing because I want to teach you about one of the streams, a great stream that I have, stock and option investing. I talked about it a little bit, or a good deal, but I didn't get it as detailed as I should have in my free seminar. But of course, there will be a video coming out soon to talk a little bit more about that. But I teach people to do what I do, which is to trade stock options with very little to no risk. And it is true. Guess what? When you say, if you are, tell me right now, type on here, put me a thumbs up. How many people are afraid to fly a plane? I am. I'm not afraid to fly in a plane. I love to fly. It's freaking awesome. You get there in a minute, you're closer to God, you're in the heavens. It's awesome. I love it. It's just something majestic about when they're on there saying all this stuff. You see all the stuff in the cockpit. It's awesome. But I'm afraid to fly a plane because I have no knowledge of that. Okay. I'm not afraid to drive a car. I'm not afraid to ride a bicycle. And so guess what? People who are afraid to go in the stock market is because they know little. They're saying, oh, I'm going to get burned in the stock market. You can lose a lot of money. Yeah, you can, but you also can make a lot of money if you know what you're doing, okay? And it's not that hard. You can do it. And people say the stock market is very risky. It's one of the riskiest investments if you don't know what you're doing. If you know only that strategy of buy and hold, buy it low, sell it high. That's not the only way. You don't even have to deal with stocks. You can deal with stock options. You can sell what I call insurance policies on stocks. Okay, if you don't have the money to buy and flip real estate, okay, you can buy and flip the insurance policies on it, because when something happens to a house, the insurance policy value goes up. If the value of a house goes up, insurance policy goes up too. So you could be doing that. That's the same thing that I do in the stock market. Okay, insurance policies, what they're called options. Put options and call options. I will be teaching people how to do exactly what I do. I just graduated a class of them. They're doing freaking awesome in the market right now. Double-digit returns. I think one is up to about 34% the last time I checked, and that was like 2 weeks ago. She's closing out this month with another trade. One has already reached her replacing her income goal, her part-time income goal, and this time next year she wants to replace her full-time income, and she's well on her way. Okay, so those are a couple stories. Another young lady who, she didn't take the class, but I'm investing for her. Tomorrow when I cash out for her for this particular quarter, she will have recouped all the money that she paid to get in the fund, okay, as well as have be in the positive, be in the green, be in the black, and she's ready to move forward. And I've only made about 2 to 3 trades for her this year. We got started a little late because of some issues that we had, but these people, all the results that I just told you, these were people who traded the last quarter of the year. They took the class for the first the third quarter of the year, and then the fourth quarter of the year they were anxious, they were good, they start trading, and it's freaking awesome. I have people signed up for the seminar coming up. Here's what I want to give you the opportunity to learn from me how to do what I do, how I replaced my working income as a school teacher, and a 13-year school teacher. You know, the more years you're in there, the more you make. No, I wasn't there 30, 40 years, but master's degree and having a coaching, a cheerleading coaching job, as well as being 13 years, you know, the money was decent. I won't complain. It was good. It's never what we deserve as teachers, okay, because no other profession could exist without teachers. But don't let me get on that soapbox. But it was good money. It was decent money. But now I have just reached my goal and exceeded my income as a teacher by trading stocks, not by giving seminars, not by writing books. Yes, that does help, okay, but to help in my stocks, meaning a stock of money that I can put there, they put their work for me. But as far as my flows, right now the flows come from trading stock options weekly and monthly, okay? And I have exceeded, thank you, Jesus, thank you, God, I have exceeded my goal to replace my income. So I've more than replaced my income trading stocks and options. I want to invite you to take my 3-day Stacks and Stocks Financial Empowerment Workshop. It's coming up I talked about it and gave people a stupendous, ridiculous, freaking bananas opportunity to get it at a very deep discounted price. You will never see that at price again unless it's at a free seminar, which I won't be doing anytime soon. I'll be doing one at my church, but it's not really a seminar like that. It's just empowerment at the church. And anybody can come, but just helping us to look at the spiritual principles of money and possibly moving that into a small groups class, that kind of thing. That's coming up in January. But as far as free seminars where I offer the super promotional price, that's out for right now, okay? I don't think you will have another one of those before I have the seminar in February. And at my free seminars, the only time you can get the deepest discounted price. I promise that to people for coming. I'm going to stick by my word. That's it. But I do have another promotion coming up, okay? From January 1st of 2018 till January 16th, midnight, okay, which is the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. A lot of people don't realize how much of an economist he was, how he talked about power, which is the ability to achieve purpose, how you do that with money. How a lot of people don't realize that because they're talking about more about his social and political, but there's some essays, if you look them up, that you'll see how much of an economist Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was. But in honor of him, as well as in honor of the new year, because people say it's a new year, it's a new calendar year, and yes, I like to celebrate that and go along, with render unto Caesar what Caesar's, and those people who are in authorities and have set up things. But really, a new year for you, it actually starts on your birthday. But really, a new year, a new day, resolutions, they should happen anytime you realize that there's something that you need to be doing better. You don't have to wait till a new year. You don't have to wait to resolutions. You become committed. You make commitments. You have a goal, and then you have a map, a massive action plan. This is what I'm going to do today to start me there. It has to be something to get the ball rolling. And this is what I'll do tomorrow, next week. We already talked about that in goals and in some of the other webinars, okay, or live posts. There's something I do when I'm training my Better Than Average seminar, but just letting you know, in the new year, okay, even for the festivities of the new year, I'm offering this promotion from the 1st of January to the 16th of January at midnight, okay? You will not get the price that they got at my seminar, but it'll be very close. At a 60% discount, okay, you will be able to train, okay, with me 3 days live here in Albany, Georgia. The location is set for the Micro Business Center, but it may change, but it will be in a great facility where you can watch me trade. You will be trading on that Monday. It's February 10th through 12th. Okay, the tuition is freaking bananas. It is absolutely really mind-blowing. If you're committed, you're not going to pass this up. I'm making it hard for you to refuse because I know when you learn this stuff, you're going to teach it to your family members who are interested, your children. One of my students also, that's what she gave her child for Christmas, a stock account, and allowed her to start trading the way she does to make her own money, to make maybe a few $100s a week, okay, or a month, versus having a part-time job, or in addition to having a part-time job. She's already teaching this stuff, so it's awesome. Once you learn it, you can teach it, for a few dollars, okay, to teach somebody what I teach you, or you can just teach it to your family because you want to empower them, or teach it to somebody who keeps borrowing money from you. Stop giving them fish and teach them to fish. And so 3 days, I think it's going to be anywhere from 9 to 4 to 9 to 6. I want to respect the time, and I think we can get it done. I originally said 9 to 6, it may be 9 to 4, but it's going to be pretty much a full day. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Sunday, you say, why Monday? You're going to have to take off a day anyway versus Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you're going to have to take off a day anyway, I want you to learn the first 2 days and actually trade and watch me trade when the market is open on Monday, okay? So please, February 10th through 12th, all right? It's going to be here in Albany, Georgia. Inbox me, email me. You can call me 229-894-2069 or inbox me on Facebook. Go to my website, email me on there, VictoriaGBrackens@milkandhoney.com. Okay, and of course, honey is spelled differently, so go on my website. Whatever you need to do, get with me and say, hey, I want to sign up for that discounted price. It is a little bit more expensive than what they had at the seminar, but I cannot give that to anyone except those people who came to the seminar. The 1st to the 16th. Now, after the 16th, it will go back up to the regular price. And I'm going to say the regular price here. You have to inbox me or tell me you're interested. And I don't want just interested people. I want committed. There's a difference. You have to get with me to get the price. I'm not going to name that discounted price right now. I'll let you know it's 60% off. If it's 60% off, you can do the math if you want to. But the regular price of this class, which is where it's going back after the 16th, is $4,995. $4,995. Okay. Now, I say that without flinching because it's more than worth that. Okay. Not only, and I'll have the flyers coming out soon. Not only will you get 3 days with me, you will learn how to not only recoup the money that you spent on the class, okay, that's not what the promotion is. It's not $49.95. It's going to be 60% cheaper than that, okay? But whatever you pay, whether you pay the $49.95 or whether you pay what they paid at the seminar, okay, or whether you pay the promotion from January 1st through 16th, I'm going to show you how to use that as a business expense, and you can write it off because it's education for your business, and B, how to actually recoup it in real money by trading, okay, in 1 to 3 months, depending on where you want to, how much you want to put in your stock to get more flows, those stocks and flows. So listen, inbox me, call me, email me, do whatever you need to do to say, I want to sign up. I've had people running around trying to say certain things and do certain things, and they think that, I'm going to extend it. No, I have to stick by my word. I honor people who take action because that's another wealth success principle. You have to take opportunities. Is it for me? Yes. How do I make it happen then? Those are the only two questions. Can I learn and gain from this? If it is, and I don't have the resources now, how can I get it done? Okay. Now, right now, I don't have the package. I have not offered a promotional for the package that I offered at the seminar, which was, 2 people you could bring a partner, so you all could split it up as long as it was BBB, bed, blood, or business. A business partner, which you have documents to show that, okay. Bed, meaning you're your spouse, you sleep with them, or blood, meaning a relative, your daughter, your son, somebody like that. So bed, business, or blood. Okay, I had that offer, and that was tremendous. It was even cheaper than the price of one, but I have not added that. The only promotion I have now is for one person. Okay, deeply discounted. It's at a phenomenal price. If you want to come and learn how to do what I do, how to replace or double, okay, your full-time or part-time income. When I say replace or double, some people want to replace it because they hate their freaking job. It's stressful. They hate it. They don't do it well. They're just doing it to pay the bills. How to replace that? Some people love their part-time and or their full-time job. They just want to maybe make the same thing. Wouldn't it be nice to make the same thing that you make working by just clicking a couple buttons, maybe 10 minutes a week? Freaking awesome. Of course you would love to do that. So let me show you. I want to teach you. And as a bonus, okay, as I mentioned, I will hook you up with a multi-million-dollar trading best-selling author, a New York Times best-selling author. Okay, twice. He has 2 books on the New York Times best-selling. He's here in Georgia. He's my mentor. I learned from him how to replace my income. He's very humble, very modest. You will be able to train with him and other millionaire coaches. You'll be able to practice your training for free. Okay, you just pay for your lodging, but the class, okay, which is worth, okay, thousands of dollars, he's going to teach you for 3 days. He's going to let you enter a contest where you can pitch your stock and possibly win $1,000. I came this close before, but where it's actually 2,000 because it's 1,000. Then he breaks it down into smaller prizes. The first 1,000 is just for one group, okay, and then he breaks the smaller prizes down. All right, but you have the opportunity to be in the room with millionaires, okay, and multimillionaires, to rub shoulders with them, and also to practice your trading with coaches there to help you, as well as go to his beautiful estate with the horse ranch and the lake and just mingle with people, have a barbecue at his expense on dinner for one of those days. So it's a lot of stuff wrapped up in this. I'm giving you material. I'm helping you set up your business so you can decrease your tax rate by 30 to 50% by structuring your business the way that the wealthy structure theirs, allowing you to network with millionaires and multimillionaires, teaching you how to click a few buttons and do with your money what the bank has been doing, or what other investors have been doing with your money while they're giving you pennies, and you're thinking, okay, it's fine because it's safe. Okay, scared money doesn't make money. If you know how to take calculated risks and you know how to avoid risk, okay, it's plenty of money to be made, and people are making it who know. I want to teach you. Please, I want you to go onto my site. The flyer will be up in the next couple of days. Okay. I definitely will be up by the first of the year, by next week. Well, in a few days. But I want you to inbox me if you are interested. Okay, I want to teach you this. That is the main reason I'm launching this promotion. It's only January 1st through 16th. That's it. That's stocks and flows. It's the rainy day syndrome. Everything I promised. And I'm a little over 30 minutes. I said, well, I'm almost 40 minutes. I said this was going to be short. I want to keep it at 30, but at least I'm out of here before an hour. Okay, so remember, you can learn your way out of every situation and on to any destination. Learning. You can get with somebody who has done it, who's doing it. So please join me. Okay. And one thing, like I said, I met with a client today who wants to move forward with me and learn this kind of stuff and wants to invest. If you say, well, I don't have the money to get into class as well as start an account. Okay, what you can do is get into class, and while you're in the class, I'm showing you ways to squeeze more money out of other stuff, how to attract money to you. And I mean literally attract money. Stuff money comes from places you never even knew. Okay, when you get the mindset that I'm focusing on what I want and the good versus my lacking, because the more you think about something, the more it perpetuates itself. That's the law of attraction. I'm not going to get into that now because I'm going to stop. I said this was going to be a short one tonight. It has been shorter than my others, but please come learn with me at the 3-day Stacks and Stocks Financial Empowerment Workshop, February 10th through 12th here in Albany, Georgia.